Jurassic World Rebirth. This does look like a good movie, actually. I looked at the trailer again. So a Mutadon. Mix between a raptor, maybe, and some sort of flying dinosaur, like a pterosaur. So let's try draw this. Landscape page. Pencil eraser. Hit pause, we'll go too fast. We're going to start with his head. It's up here, it's kind of small. So we'll probably zoom into the head for you, right? Very small eye. Shape of a grain of rice. Okay. And then he seems to have a yellow sort of iris. And then a pupil in there. Frowning brow area. And this can be sort of wrinkly, you know, if you want. You can add like loads of wrinkles to it. As many as you want, really. And then there is this eye socket sort of area, you know, that all these dinos have. So it's like a little circle that comes around there. And then we got eyelid lines. Wrinkles and stuff all inside bags underneath his eyes and stuff. All in here. Okay. So we got like, so where's his nostril? Down near the front of the beak. That's unusual. So he's got like a ridge. Looks like a bone or something on the front. So it like bumps this way then. That's like very bumpy down to here. And then, so we got like this sort of area again, right? That's most Jurassic World dinosaurs have. So it's like a little sort of, it's like this is the bone of his skull, and there'd be another one on the other end. Right, and this like just is like lined down that way. And then we have a beak, right? So he's got like a sharp, well, I think it's sharp. Again, we're drawing this early, so no official model has been released. So we're just, this is like a fan version, but I think it looks like this. And then it looks like his nostril is like here, right? So on the side, which is unusual. Okay. So we'll go back to finish the top part of his skull. So it goes like back this way. Kind of bumps back, down, and then joins like his jaw down here. And then we have another sort of skull area, like a bone ridge up here. I don't know if his ears in there or anything, but we just put some like sort of texture lines on this, wrinkles and stuff, dots. And then his jaw, so his mouth curves down this way. And then it goes sort of up, and then it gets kind of bumpy, right? Because there's all teeth in here. There's actually some teeth that come like up onto his jaw from the bottom as well. So I just put two spikes there just because I think that's where they are, those teeth from the bottom. And you can add like a couple more wrinkle lines and textures and stuff as much as you want. Just little curved lines and stuff coming over, just to make them look a bit bumpy. Not smooth skin, you know. And we get the bottom jaw in, so it just comes down from here. Round. Up to the beak in there. And then we get teeth. So, say, we'll start with here. So So we'll go that way. And then there's this one that like comes out from the bottom. So it's like curves around here. Right? And there's another one there. And there's one underneath that. There's all, and they get gradually sort of smaller as we go back. And then they do a little shadow in here. Just like his mouth is kind of a little bit open or something there. And then we give him some wrinkles, little circles and texture lines just coming across this jaw area. Okay, that's basically his head. So he kind of has a velociraptor kind of head as well. So like comes back, bumpy back this way. And so we just get the general shape, and there's all these wrinkles that come down there. And his neck is kind of like loose skin, so it like flops down. You could have some like, you know, some of those dark sort of veins that dinosaurs have on their neck, you know, these sort of loose kind of that reminds me a bit like a, what's that, Komodo dragon sort of look, that sort of neck on him. You get all this skin coming down his head and everything. Right, you can do as much texture on them as you want. Just these sort of curving lines. So his arms are like, it has wings like sticking out of it. It's so cool. Does he have like spikes on the end? Okay. Right, so his chest, let's say, so the chest will go this way, right? And it like goes up underneath one of those wings here. So he's got a shoulder area, so we'll do like his shoulder sort of muscle. We call it that, kind of here. And then he has an arm, but it's part of the wing as well. So it's like a bit of a bicep sort of and a tricep. But this goes like down this way. And the wing seems to come out both sides of his arm. So it's like these flaps of skin, say. So say like this. And then there's 3 big claws. So that goes back to his back, which is back that way. But I guess we got to do the wing first because it's in front of everything. Right, so we finished the claws. So the claws come down this way, and then we'll get the big wing in. So you got like huge like claws here and fingers. Bumpy sort of fingers like that. And this goes up. Then I think this is just a big spike or like a bone. It's unclear. Okay, yeah, so, okay, what we'll do is we'll go this way with it. I think this is like just a big bone and it like swoops off. Like it goes ridiculously far. And there may be a claw on the end of it as well. this will come back that way. Now this, it has all the skin flaps inside, so like the skin of his wing. So it'll go, it kind of like bends and folds. It's like a piece of leather, you know. Right, like this kind of, and there's all wrinkles and things. And then the other side. There, and this has more like wing on the other side, which is interesting. You know, it's like his arm grows out of the wing rather than the wing coming out of the arm. You know, so the arm is like in the wing part. It's kind of cool. How many more? No, there. Yeah, that's how many fingers he has. And then his spine, so like his back has some like spikes coming out of it. And this runs down to a tail. Eventually, we got like spikes up here. Okay, and we will texture it up to make it like similar to his head as well. So we'll just get the main shapes in first. So the tail, we might as well do that. So it like whips sort of down this way. And then legs and one more arm. So leg here, arm. We'll do the other arm, right? So, and it's, again, it's all wing and stuff. So we're looking at the underneath part. So it's like a forearm. Very skinny and bony. Coming out here. And we can just see like big claws. And there's like a big claw here. The other one goes off the other way, right? So the wing flies off back like that one. I guess we could see one of his knees or something in here. And like another little, so it's like it's all folded in. And there's like some more skin on top here. And then knee here, right? And we get like his ankle, that. It's kind of like a chicken drumstick or something. And then this comes down around to the foot. Like that. And then the other foot goes this way. So we'll go, look for the ankle here again. Going that way. And here. And 3 claws. So this top one curves there, like a big spike. And then there's another spike, like here on top of this toe. You can kind of just see like the top going that way and the bottoms here, bumping always. And then this claw like comes towards us on this side, so it's like more vertical up, like so. Rightio. I think that's all the main components of his body. So let us try textures. You do as much of this now as you want. So you're just like, I always imagine a net being thrown over the dinosaur. So like crisscross lines, like a net. And it kind of, you're imagining the shape. So this is like a cylinder, you know, his tail is like a round surface. So it like curves this way first, and then that curves that way. You know what I mean? So it's always these curves and dots and things, you know. So say like if I took his leg, so if I went across his leg, and they're just light lines, down, across, you know, like down his belly, here his chest and everything, all over his nails and his hands and all that. So like his knuckles and you know, and like how much of this you like to do is like a personal thing. Some people don't even do any of it, but I think it's good to do some of it because they're not smooth creatures, you know. Very bumpy reptiles. Mutadon. Looking forward to Rebirth. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. It's crazy. We're nearly at 1 million people subscribing. What? Anyway, stop subscribing. Just, well, no. Hit 1 million and then stop. Like, that's like a crazy number. Okay, bye.